Hey y'all, it's me again, and today we're talking about the movie A View to a Kill. And we all know this movie never gets a good review, so let's try to be as nice as possible. So, View to a Kill, there's bad guys, and they want to destroy Silicon Valley by causing a massive earthquake and loading it with dynamite. Done some fault. Well, plot doesn't make much sense. Story's really bad. Acting's bad, but let's start off. So you've got the opening sequence. He's in Russia, right? And he's looks like you got a start of a good Bond film. I mean, you got the bad guys are out patrolling around, and they start shooting, and things start flying, and they're in the ice, and he falls down. He takes a snowmobile, and then he slides down the hill to California Girls. I don't understand. So then they get back to a little more action, and he fights off the bad guys, blow up a helicopter. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can get into this. And then he gets in a large rock submarine thing, and I'm like, what? I can't take you seriously. But then, I mean, they come up with the theme music. You got A View to a Kill, and you got neon headband girls to music. But I mean, the song is awesome. I love the song, right? So then you say, okay, maybe it's going to be an okay movie, and then it comes along, and you start off, right, and he's chasing Mayday, right? They talk in the office, your opening scene, okay, and they get there and they do their thing. They say, well, we need to stop this. That microchip you pull from that dead guy, it's really the same as this, so really we have a problem. And maybe it's Zoran, and they're like, no, it couldn't possibly be Zoran. Of course it's Soren. Who else is it possibly going to be? Anyway, as I was saying, they get along, and they go to, James Bond is like, I should get some information. Logical. So he goes to this guy and having dinner, and there's this lady, and she's whistling with butterflies all around her. And then Mayday is like, wah, I'm going to kill you with a poison butterfly dart. And I'm like, okay, bad. And then they chase them all the way up to Yatara, and Mayday's costume is absolutely awful. I think it's a mix between Zorro and the Dark Knight, and it doesn't work, right? So bad. So then they go along, and what happens next? Let's see here. They do a car chase. Now, car chases are cool, but not this one. They're going along, and the guy's like, follow that parachute, because she parachuted off the Apple Tower. And his first reaction is, I'm drinking wine here, I'm busy. Okay, I get that. And then all you hear is, my car, my car, my car. And you hear that for the next 2 minutes. It's like, seriously? Have we not gone through enough already with the submarine? And so then, he's driving along, and he loses the top of his car and conveniently ducks. And then he's driving along, and loses the back of his car, and it keeps going. And at this point, I'm thinking, how did people not leave the theater? So anyway, move along on, right? He comes in and he goes through the boat and he says, my congratulations, and he hands him a piece of cake that he just destroyed, which he cost 6 million francs in damage, by the way, which I'm glad it cost the taxpayers some money, because this movie is going to cost you a big toll. About 2 hours of your valuable time wasted watching a horrific film. Well, my opinion's already revealed. So here we go. So we go along, and things progress, and you meet the bad guys. They show up at this house for this horse meeting, right? They're like, bad guys are selling horses in the meantime. But they're not only trying to destroy the world by blowing up the San Andreas Fault and turning the corner on microchips, they're also using these microchips to win horse races. So not only are they crooked in they're crooked in 2 ways. And guess what? Every time they capture Bond, kill his chauffeur and stuff, and no spoiler alerts here, because there's nothing to spoil. It's already spoiled. But I mean, right? They push this car into the river, and they laugh by a bulk. They're like, ah! And you're like, oh, please. And then they go along, and they get framed for a murder, right? They're like, the bad guys are like, we're going to frame you for murder because that's the logical thing to do. I'm like, okay, maybe that could work. Except that they say, well, you did this. And they tell the guy exactly. He says, call the police. And he's like, well, now I'm going to take your gun, Mr. Bond, put my hand on it without wearing gloves, and then proceed to kill the guy. And then I'm going to set the building on fire with my conveniently located gasoline. That was never explained where it came from. But that's not the point. Then they do a fire truck chase. He keeps in a fire truck. I'm like, yes, love car chases, but no, no, they and all the entire fire truck chase, all I can see is, oh James, oh, oh, and I'm like, oh, kill me now, kill me now. But no, okay, so that gets worse, right? Gets even worse, more worse than you could possibly imagine. Then they proceed, he's like, well, we need to raise the bridge, and guess what the fire truck does? It jumps the bridge. That's not possible. It shouldn't be possible. So then the end of the movie comes, and they kill all the bad guys because Zoran happens to be a psychopath. And he happens to kill thousands of workers. He floods it, and he's like, it's gonna blow up, right? But no, James Bond says, I will save the day. He goes down there, they bring up the bomb with the help of Mayday, and Mayday brings the bomb up and victoriously explodes. And at this point, I thought this was really weird, because, I mean, the reactions, right? Zoran is like, oh, he's shocked because his plan failed, and the same with the doctor. And Bond is ducking for cover because it's gonna blow. And Tanya Roberts' expression is on, screams at the top of her lungs, and falls down horribly. Tanya Roberts, you can't act in this film. I really feel sorry that you chose this film to blemish your record. But yes, but a note, during this sequence, before everything blows up, the bad guys have a conveniently located mini-model that tells them the exact plan at the push of a button. You think you want to lock something like that up. But yeah, so let's talk about the opening. Was okay. The music was repetitive, and I've heard it before. I mean, the editing, awful. Lots of jump cuts, pops and clicks in the audio, terrible. The acting, yeah, we don't even talk about the acting. The gadgets. Now, when you have a credit card that can open a window, and, let me see. Oh, yeah. Poison butterfly darts. Yeah, that's gadgets suck. Humor, I mean, at the end of the movie, when he says there's never a taxi when you need one, good line. I think that was, like, the best line of the movie. And, bad guys sucked. Story was really bad. Now, let me see. Positive elements. Love the song. And, yeah, that's about it. Not much else. Oh, my favorite part was when the movie ended, when the credits rolled, and they played the song again, because I really like the song, you know. Sitting here with a view to a kill, right? But, yeah, I absolutely recommend this movie. If you value your life, never watch this. Don't even watch the trailer. In fact, why are you watching this movie review? Your life is in danger now. Join me next time, and maybe you want to subscribe, or maybe you just want to go home and die. I understand that sentiment.